Hello ladies, thank you for joining me. Today we are going to be talking about how we can decode occasion wear. Have you ever gone somewhere and then realized you weren't dressed for the occasion? This video is going to help us overcome those moments in life. One of the characteristics of poise is going to be that we understand how we can be properly dressed for every occasion. This will not only ensure that we're comfortable, but it's going to allow us to show up confidently. So I thought we could look at a few different occasions and talk about the way that we could dress for those occasions to ensure that we are comfortable, confident, and poised. So what would you wear if you were touring a city? I think it's very easy to dress like the typical tourist, maybe a baseball hat, maybe a fanny pack or a bum bag as they call it here in the UK. But really, we're going to want to ensure that we are dressing in a manner that is still respectable. And this is definitely an area that I am looking at investing in because I don't have very many outfits in this category. So I mentioned in a previous video that there's a brand called Avell. And in this brand, I'll have one of the photos of the item that I'm talking about, but she has these cut-off sleeve tops that are just a little bit more leveled up than your average sleeveless top. But this is what I'm picturing for my next holiday, my next warm vacation, is maybe some linen shorts that are a little bit longer and then maybe a blouse, a sleeveless blouse kind of top. I just think that there are ways that we can dress in a manner that we are comfortable for, going about and adventuring and going on excursions that doesn't look like we are on a school field trip. What about weddings? I feel like there is always two people at a wedding. The person that is way underdressed, perhaps they wear jeans to a wedding. One of my friends back in Canada, when she got married, her wedding was very, very lavish, and it was made clear on the invites to not wear any denim, and there were still people that showed up wearing denim. I mean, I do come from the prairies and cowboy country, but it was shocking to see that people didn't have the self-awareness to understand not to wear items like that to such a grandiose affair. Equally, I said that there are two types of people that you can usually spot like this at weddings. There's a person that comes severely underdressed, and then there's the person that comes quite overdressed or maybe a little bit too skimpy. Understanding the dress code for a wedding is going to be absolutely paramount, and usually an invite will address what the dress code expectation is. But I think sometimes we can also use our common sense to assess what the dress code will be. So perhaps you know that this wedding you're attending is at the beach. It might not be the smartest idea to go in a full-length gown, and it might be more acceptable to go with maybe a no makeup kind of look and maybe a bohemian feel. It might fit the surroundings a little bit better. And again, that's what I had said at the beginning of this video, is that we are going to want to ensure that we are comfortable and we're confident and we are dressed for every occasion. Another thing that you are going to want to think of when you are going to a wedding is, are you going to an outside venue? I went to a wedding this year and some of it was outside and some of it was inside. And I should have perhaps worn a wedge heel because the minute I stepped on grass, I was sinking down into it. And you are not going to be able to keep your head high and poised if you're sinking down into grass. What would you wear if you were going to a funeral? My friends, when I read this in Jennifer L. Scott's book, Polish Your Poise, there was a memory that came to my mind and it was so cringeworthy. But when my grandfather died, I have some photos where I'm standing with his brother, and if you see the dress that I have on, keep in mind this is in the Caribbean. Keep in mind I did not understand the power of seamless undergarments and low-rise undergarments and how tragic they can make your body look I'm wearing these sunglasses that are just terrible. And just honestly, if I can find the photo, I will put it here. And it's interesting because I can't remember. I think, yeah, my grandmother on my dad's side was still alive. And I don't know if it was after this particular funeral or it was just another funeral, but I remember my grandmother and my aunt taking me out to get a funeral, or a dress to wear to a funeral. And when I bought this one dress, it was so much more figure flattering. It didn't expose me anywhere. It wasn't showing off the lines of my underwear or anything. And this was then dubbed my funeral dress. Every funeral, I then wore this dress. And I do actually, as much as it was a bit redundant, I actually think it was one of the best things that I did, because it was just a simple black dress that was just perfect for any funeral that I went to after that. Now, I did retire that dress, and it reminds me that I do need to go on the hunt for another funeral dress, because I never want this photo situation to happen again. I was young. I was about 17 years old there, but it does plague my mind. That being said, usually for funerals, you are going to wear darker colors unless it is specified otherwise. Equally, you want to make sure that you're not wearing something too revealing or something too tight or too loud. Usually you're not going to go with bold jewelry, and you're just going to kind of dial it down a notch. So yeah, funerals. We have to think about what we are going to wear in these moments as well, because it is a moment where people are going to be looking at you and talking about you, and it is a way that we can still continue to practice cultivating our poise. What about our fancy events? I'm not going to go into a charity gala and a work event and all of these things, because we would be sat here all day. But usually for me, I like having one or two fancier dresses that I know I can wear at these moments. Now, I have this beautiful red dress. If I can find the photo, I will insert it right here. And it is just from Chi Chi London. I love dresses that kind of scoop down low in the back, but it is not figure flattering for me, whereas this one just cowls at the back the tiniest bit. Now, I wore this dress once in 2021. I can get away with wearing it again in 2022. But in this photo, you are seeing me with my hair down. Perhaps the next time I wear it, I might wear my hair up. I might wear different accessories. This is going to give that dress a new lease on life, and you don't need to have multiple items in your wardrobe for every occasion that you're going to. Well, every fancy occasion that you're going to. For me personally, I'm looking at investing in one dress like this a year and building my collection and my wardrobe that way. One of the things that I find really help elevate my outfit in moments like this is by going after a dress that is made with silk or some type of silk-like material. I find it really elevates the look. Equally, have you ever thought about renting your dress for events like this? There are so many options on the market these days for renting a dress for these special occasions as opposed to buying one. So definitely check out what local options there are close to you. Clothing is not merely for covering ourselves. It should never be an afterthought. Our clothing, and as an extension, our style, should be intentional. Our clothing choices communicate so much about us to the world. The way we dress represents our state of mind and our verve for life. If our clothes are sloppy, our presentation is sloppy. Something is off. But if we get into the groove of looking presentable no matter what the circumstances and expressing our unique style while doing so, we are not only looking good, but we are revealing our poise. How do you go about decoding what outfits to wear at what occasions? I would love to hear your tips and tricks in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video of this series. Bye.